Have you ever had the experience of a memory coming up, and when it comes up, every time it comes up, it makes you feel agitated, makes you feel angry, makes you feel sad, makes you feel wistful, makes you feel frustrated, makes you feel embarrassed, makes you think, nobody likes me, makes you feel insecure. Have you ever had the experience of a memory coming up and it makes you feel like this emotional charge? Well, of course you do. We've all had that experience. Probably happens a million times a day or a week or a month, right? Happens to all of us. And what do? You do what we all do, right? You distract yourself. You turn on the TV. You have a bite to eat. Oh, food, that's a great distraction. Maybe you take a sip of the bottle. Maybe you take a pill because those feelings are so freaking strong. Or you call up a friend to pump you up, or you pump your own self up. No, I'm lovable. I'm a nice guy. You do anything to distract yourself. You go back to work, you over-exercise, you invest yourself in your kids more and more. Oh, come here, kid, give me some love, right? Or you create chaos around you. You do all of those things to make that memory with its emotional charge that's attached to it, to make that somehow magically go away. But it doesn't go away, does it? It doesn't. It resurfaces again in a week, in a month, in a year, right? We keep distracting ourselves. We keep running from it. But let me ask you this. Have you ever thought of, rather than running from it, sitting in it? Allowing yourself to remember the memory and feel the pain, feel the sadness, feel the frustration, feel the anger. Have you ever thought about doing that? To which I know you're saying, why the hell would I ever sit in pain? That's just fucking stupid. Except for this. Every time that you try to distract yourself or run from the pain, every time you try to make it go away, or having the next bite of food, or eat something, or take some booze, whatever, you're taking that memory with the emotional charge that's stirring you up and you're stuffing it back down. You're not getting rid of it. You're just stuffing it down, right? And so it's going to rise again. And you keep trying to run from that memory, but it's not the memory you're really running from. It's the emotional charge attached to it. That's what you're feeling. You don't like the feeling that memory makes you feel. Whereas if you sit in it and actually allow it to come up and allow yourself to feel all those cruddy, scummy, yuck feelings, and maybe even journal about it or type it out in your computer or talk it out to your therapist, and some other tools that I talk about in my book, There's a Hole in My Love Cup. There are tools for getting it out, for decharging that memory so there are no longer emotional charges. And what happens then? Then, if the memory ever comes back up again, it doesn't charge you up emotionally. There's nothing left to run from because you've decharged it. The difference between that and this is that this, trying to distract yourself, trying to run away, pump yourself back up, make the feeling go away, do something to make that feeling go away, you're just stuffing it back down. This is coping. This, where you actually allow the feelings to come and pass, because feelings pass. Until it's out of you, it's still in you. But once you allow it to come up, you welcome it and allow it to come out, and you facilitate it, you hasten it by writing it out, journaling it out. And like I said, those other tools, you actually are healing because you're removing the emotional charge. This is coping, this is healing. If you're still coping, you're not healed. So what do you choose? Do you choose to keep running from it and stuffing it back down, knowing it's going to resurface another day with all of its emotional charges? Or do you choose to actually heal it? And here's the bad news. Simply this: as we go through life, we accumulate more memories that have emotional charges. We have more experiences where we feel embarrassed, we feel stupid, we feel sad, we feel mad. And so that just keeps accumulating. That pile over here on the coping side, it keeps accumulating that pile of emotional charges. And that's where you start to feel bogged down. You spend more and more of your life energy trying to run away, using energy just trying to keep those feelings down, to keep them locked in that vault, right? And it bogs you down. That's what depression, that's what anxiety, that's what panic attacks are. It's all of those emotional charges rising up and taking over your life. Whereas if you've gone through all those past memories and decharged them and flushed them out, and yes, it takes time, and yes, it's not easy, it doesn't have to take forever, but yes, it can be done. You no longer have that pile of emotional charges. So when a new event happens that makes you feel angry or sad, all of those past events and memories and charges aren't being triggered. You're taking out the things that are being triggered, right? You're not spending your life running from it. You're sitting in it and flushing it out and flushing it out and flushing it out. The more you flush it out, the calmer you become. So what do you choose? Coping or healing? Because if you're still coping, you ain't healing. And yes, sometimes you have to microdose the coping in order to live in your day. But unless you're going into the hard stuff and allowing it out, unless your counselor is pushing you to go deeper and go into it and flush it out, you're not healing. You're just coping. And that's not a long-term strategy. Have a kick-ass day.